Hello, just wanted to put a video together to show you guys at home how to work out how much electrical items actually cost to run over the time plugged in. It's quite straightforward and I'll show you how to do it. There are quite a number of ways to work this out. All you need to do is know a bit of basic maths, and you can use some of these. The easiest one to use would be this plug-in power meter right in the middle. This is a clamp meter that measures amps, and on the right shows the total wattage coming into the house. But the simplest way to work things out is just plugging this into the wall and it gives you a readout straight away, and I'll show you how to do it. So here's the energy meter plugged into a power source, but before we get onto that, we're going to do some number crunching, and this is a copy of my household bill. So let's have a nosy through this and we'll try and work out how much electricity actually costs. So here are all the lovely numbers, and there's one particular magic number we're looking for, and here it is, price per kilowatt hour, and it's looking at 16.18p. That's per 1000 watts. So now we've got this number, we can take it from there and do a bit of math. So with our electricity costing us 16.188p an hour for 1000 watts, let's round it down to 16p. So 16p for 1000 watts per hour. Something running at 100 watts per hour will only be 1.6p, because it's 16p divided by 10. So something running at 2000 watts per hour, it will be double this, so 32p, and so on and so forth. So you can go down to 10 watts per hour and that would be 0.16p. So it's quite straightforward. So something like a 100 watt light bulb, go to your, you know, 100 watt light bulb will cost you 1.6p per hour. You don't need an energy meter to get these figures here. You can actually read labels off the back of like the TVs, for example, but I'll show you this in a minute. So what we've learned up to now, we're going to put our method to the test, and here I've got a thing called an iron. I'm at my mum's house and apparently this gets creases out of clothes. I personally never used one, but you know, we live and learn. On this iron here, it's rated for 2400 watts. So if we're over on our graph on the right, 32p, and then you've got 4 lots of 1.6p. So you're looking at what, about 40p an hour to run this iron. This, or you know, sometimes they do have a label at the bottom, as you can see, and it states you've got 2000 to 2400 watts. So what we're going to do, plug this in and have a nosy on the energy meter to see if our 2400 watt range is correct. So straight away the iron's heating up and it's coming through as like 2000, near 2400 watts. So this is going to be about 40p an hour to run. But with irons, they get up to temperature, and once they're at temperature they cut off. So it's not going to be a steady 2400 watts for the whole duration. Like there, it's dropped right down to a watt, which is like 0.01 pence, so negligible really. And you need to bear in mind, you're not going to be ironing for a solid hour. You might be ironing for 15 minutes, and that would be the 40p by a quarter, so 10 pence it will cost you to iron for 15 minutes. So you know, you don't need an energy meter to work this kind of stuff out. I use the label off the iron, and you know, on the back of a television it might say 140 watts, and then you'll be able to work out that 140 watts to run by for an hour, you're looking at 1.6p plus a couple of 0.16s, so you're looking at 2 pence an hour to run a television, for example. So not very much. It's when you add everything together in the household, that's when bills get costly. Here I've got the tumble dryer plugged in and it's showing us like nearly 1400 watts. It's been peaking up to about 2500, then drops down to about a couple of hundred on the just cool tumble cycle. But this is where you do need an energy meter, because if I press this yellow button here, it's showing kilowatt hours with the time it's been on. So it's coming up to 15 minutes and it's 0.4 kilowatt hours. So it's been on 15 minutes. So that's about 7 pence for the time it's been on. And if you multiply that by an hour, 28 pence for the hour. So this is where you can get quite an idea of how much things do cost to run on an individual basis. What about the mystery of the red standby light, I hear you ask? Well, here's the answer. A measly 1 watt. And that 1 watt is equivalent to 0.016 pence an hour. But if you hang that over a fortnight, say if you might go away and leave it on standby, that's 5.5 pence that could be in your back pocket. Something to think about. But if you are interested how much this TV costs to run, it's about a penny an hour for this 28-inch using this information from the back of the TV itself. Coming up to the last test, we've got a standard phone charger, standard phone, 7 watts to charge this phone up, which is about 0.2p an hour. Phone takes about 2 hours to charge up, so that's 0.4p. If you do it every night, over the year, looking at what, £1.50, thereabouts. But I do want to answer an age-old question, that does a phone charger, not plugged into anything, use any power? There you go. Nothing on the screen, so it's either using 0 watts or more than likely less than a watt, and it's not picking it up. So honestly, it's not worth getting worked up over. So as always, like, comment, get discussing, subscribe, and I will catch you next time.